So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today we're going to be going to the University of Bristol in the United Kingdom and be talking about this professor of political sociology who was fired initially as a result of some, quote, alleged anti-Semitic views. So the calls for the removal from his position began in 2019, and there was an independent investigation carried out, and in that investigation, it was found that none of the comments during his lectures were anti-Semitic and ultimately considered expressions protected under the European Convention of Human Rights, specifically Article 9, which protects the freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. So that got a lot of media coverage. It was a very hot topic and continued in 2020, where the students and other groups within Bristol University and within Bristol as a whole began to brand Miller as anti-Semitic. And he was looking for the investigation report, and the university was trying to figure out whether or not they would release it. Miller, again in 2021, had a lecture that was considered, which was specifically surrounding the free speech with what he called the lobby of Israel. He talked about his experiences of being attacked by the various groups within Bristol, and spoke to journalists about the incident. And this again got him a lot of backlash, a lot of criticism. So again, there was another investigation that took place, an internal investigation, and this second independent investigation again said that, there was no case to answer. They found that Miller breached a few of the university's rules and procedures, and ultimately was gross misconduct. And as a result of this gross misconduct that Miller was allegedly partaking in, he was terminated. One of the things that he was fired for, among others, was the references to Jewish students being used as political pawns when read in the context of his other statements about the Zionist nature of the Bristol local community. He called to end Zionism as an ideology, and his references to a campaign of censorship and the claimants' surrounding views of Israel, as you can see here. And so, these were some of the things that he was ultimately fired for. So he went to the employment tribunal and brought claims for unfair dismissal and discrimination based on his beliefs. And what's interesting here is that the employment tribunal actually found that this anti-Zionism was a protected philosophical belief, and that the claimant had been discriminated against because of those beliefs, and as a result, he was terminated. And this is a very interesting situation that you have in the United Kingdom. So you have a person who is expressing their philosophical beliefs, and in this scenario, this professor is protected. The university's investigations ultimately found that what the professor said was not actually anti-Semitic, that he wasn't calling for violence, that he didn't pose any threat to anyone, and that ultimately that the university could have issued a disciplinary sanction, but it didn't need to be a termination. Furthermore, of course, the employment tribunal said that the claimant was unfairly dismissed, and ultimately that this dismissal was, tantamount to discrimination. And so, as a result, the employment tribunal reduced the basic and compensatory awards for unfair dismissal because of the 50%, or down by 50%, because ultimately they found that it was because of his own actions. And in addition, because he made some other comments on social media in August of 2023 after his dismissal, he might have been fired for that, and so they reduced his award as a result. Obviously, there were a lot of sensitive facts in this case, and it combined with the employment tribunal's judgment in favor of the claimant, while still critical of the actual comments, shows that it's hard for employers in the United Kingdom to actually understand where the line stands. Many universities might soon be required to take practical steps to secure the freedom of speech. And, it's a difficult line that they have to dance. What do you think about this particular situation? Were these comments that you've seen here particularly anti-Semitic? Did he get off easy? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.